On the bed, there's a boy and a girl lying next to each other. The girl gets up and starts putting on her clothes, and seeing this, the boy also sits up. As the girl prepares to leave, the boy thinks to himself, I've just lost my virginity, yes. These two are our main characters. But the question arises, how did they come together? And how did everything escalate so quickly? When his friend Fumiya opens the door, Natsuo jumps on him. They both fall to the floor, and while feeling Fumiya's body, Natsuo jokingly comments, your body is soft, but it's nothing compared to a girl's. Fumiya, shocked by this, spawns with a stunned face. As Natsuo continues sharing his story, Fumiya, still in disbelief, asks, you did all that with a girl you just met, but weren't you into someone else? Natsuo replies casually, it just happened. Fumiya, frustrated, locks Natsuo in a playful hold and says, you know what annoys me the most? People who say it just happened. This is where Natsuo's backstory begins. He recounts being invited to a mixer, and now, the story takes us back to his school days. Natsuo and his two friends are discussing a teacher when one of them gets slapped on the back by none other than the teacher herself, Hina. She scolds them for gossiping, and when one boy makes a cheeky comment, Hina dismisses him with a witty retort. Natsuo, secretly harboring feelings for Hina, becomes sad upon hearing that she already has a boyfriend. After school, Natsuo and his friends head to the mixer. At the event, everyone introduces themselves with excitement, except for one girl, Rui, who seems completely uninterested. She gives a blunt introduction and remains detached throughout the gathering. Later, Rui steps outside to get a drink, and Natsuo follows her. Natsuo asks if she's not enjoying herself, and Rui admits that she's just not used to these kinds of events. Natsuo agrees, saying he feels the same way. Suddenly, Rui asks, do you want to leave with me? The scene changes, and we see Rui and Natsuo heading to her place. Once there, Rui, sitting on her bed, asks Natsuo if he'll have sex with her. Natsuo is taken aback, asking why me. Rui explains that she just wants to experience it and doesn't have any romantic feelings for anyone. After a brief internal struggle, Natsuo agrees, thinking about Hina's relationship with her boyfriend. The next morning, Natsuo asks Rui about the experience, and she responds indifferently. She says, it just happened, and I don't feel anything. Next time we meet, we'll be strangers again. After this, the scene shifts back to the present, where Natsuo and Fumiya are talking. Fumiya is confused and says, you lost your virginity, but why do you seem upset? Natsuo explains that while it felt good at first, he's unsure if it was the right way to lose it, since he has feelings for someone else. The scene then changes to Natsuo sitting on the school terrace, writing. Hina approaches him and asks about his writing. Natsuo tries to hide it, but Hina teases him, reminding him that he promised to let her read his work first once it's finished. Their conversation takes a light turn, and Natsuo asks if something is bothering her. Sensing that she seems down, Hina brushes it off, saying that adults have their own problems. Back at home, Natsuo's father announces that he's planning to remarry. Natsuo is indifferent at first until he learns that the woman and her two daughters are coming over soon. When the doorbell rings, Natsuo is shocked to see that the woman's daughters are none other than Rui and Hina. This revelation leaves Natsuo confused, and he faints from the shock. During dinner, Hina introduces Rui as her younger sister, and the atmosphere is filled with awkwardness. When Hina asks if Rui and Natsuo know each other, Rui quickly denies it. Afterward, Natsuo and Rui have a private conversation where Rui insists that they forget everything that happened between them to keep their mothers happy. As the family adjusts to their new living arrangements, Natsuo begins to feel the weight of the situation. One evening, Hina emerges from the shower, having forgotten that they no longer live alone. Embarrassed, she laughs it off and sits down for a beer, while Natsuo, flustered, tries to look away. Later, while everyone is heading to bed, Natsuo contemplates everything that has happened and wonders how he ended up in such a complicated situation. The episode ends with a cliffhanger as Rui catches Natsuo at an awkward moment, leaving both of them staring at each other. To find out what happens next, leave a comment saying we want episode 2 and I'll be back with another interesting explanation video. Don't forget to subscribe.